You can see the tape that they've put on some of the bullet holes. And I'm just going to take you around to the front side of the home where the scene was this morning, a very active scene. This front step that usually is very visible, people come out here and enjoy their afternoons and their mornings, is completely covered. Casey's grandmother and others searched for Casey for about 45 minutes before calling authorities to let them know that they could not find Casey. I'm still running from that last half hour. I'm still going. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely couldn't have made it through that. Yes, Christmas. Yes, holidays. Yes, savings.
Okay, Daisha, you have to give me your best Vogue.
Oh, you got it.
Vogue?
You got it. Cole, Greg and I are going to go check on your mom.
And
you said she's
we were
here
right
alone.
next to that area.
So
So what we decided to do, we took it upon ourselves, is we started interacting
Greg and
with
I
those
both.
people.
So we're headed up to go check on your mother, okay?
What we did was we actually turned around, stopped the car, got out of the car, went over, knocked on the door, and we checked to see if that person's mother was all right.
Hi.
Is your son Cole Tucker? Huh? Is your son Cole Tucker?
My daughter.
Your daughter? She's on the Facebook Live watching. She wanted to make sure that you're okay. So and of course, we saw the mother and we gave her a hug from long distance and, you know, checked on him just to make sure she was doing all right.
It's just not a good picture. It's not a good picture, and it's very scary.
This is 7-year Trent Court resident Cheryl Reed. She was forced to evacuate her home as water started to rise during Hurricane Florence.
At about 2 a.m., 2:30, it was so much water, the refrigerator flipped over on its back. And that was like the largest appliance in the apartment.
She now lives at the Newbern Towers after spending nearly 2 weeks in a shelter where she and her best friend were separated.
It's my old buddy. I know it's a dog, but it's my dog.
Reed was not the only resident in Trent Court to feel the devastation brought by Hurricane Florence.
We had 12 buildings that had water in them, 108 apartments, and in those apartments we had about 220 residents. And they've been flooded since the storm. We've since been able to restore electricity, and we are now in the process of mitigating the water and mold damage.
The housing authority says the residents who were displaced are either staying with family or inside units within Trent Court that were not flooded. They were also able to relocate some of the senior residents to Newbern Towers, but none of them have been able to go home yet. Housing authority officials couldn't give a definitive timeline of when that return could be made, which brings us back to Miss Reed and her dog, who are adjusting the best they can with what they have.
My family mementos and everything. Yep, these are the things that were left.
Small pieces. That's what many who were displaced have left of their former lives. And no promise things will ever go back to the way they once were. Housing authority officials say in the event that they can't repair some of the damaged buildings, they have a plan B.
The plan would be that we would apply for permission to demolish those buildings, and they would, in all likelihood, issue what's called tenant protection vouchers to issue to displaced residents.
Until then, life and the waiting goes on. Reporting in Trent Court, I'm Daisha Jones for News Channel 12. The National Guard soldier and Morehead City native was killed last month in Afghanistan after his unit was attacked with an IED. Slate's unit deployed to Afghanistan in support of Operation Freedom Centennial and Resolute Support in April of this year. The 23-year-old's remains finally returned home to his family. Among the large group of family and friends at Cherry Point, Slate's mother and father, brother and wife, watching and waiting for Slate to arrive. After a prayer, Slate's family gives their soldier one last goodbye. As his motorcade headed to Morehead City, the city of Havelock streets filled up with members of the community to show their love and support.
I just want to pay tribute to the soldiers. We have a soldier coming in, and I don't know him personally or the family, but just want to pay respects and thank them for their service.
It means a lot to me because myself, I'm a veteran. This is contribution to this gentleman that's fallen soldier.
Makes me feel kind of
I get saddened.
You know, we got one job to do in the military, and that's to, you know, keep this nation safe. And anytime that somebody loses their life or gives the ultimate sacrifice, we just lost a brother.
And although these folks didn't know Slape personally, they still feel the loss. Slape is the 26th North Carolina Army National Guard soldier to be killed in action since 2001. Reporting in Havelock, I'm Daisha Jones.
Is just hours away, and I am actually in towards the front of the line, and I am joined by one of the tryout contestants here. This is Ebony out of Greenville. Ebony showed up at 10:30 last night, and she is the second person in line. Ebony, how are you this morning?
Good. Tired, but good.
Yes,
good.
I can expect that. So tell us what song you're going to be singing today.
At Last by Etta James.
Fabulous. Do you mind giving us a preview of, you know, what you're going to sound like? Maybe some ABCs?
Sure. Okay. We can start it off that way. You're going to count me in?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Yes, that was fantastic. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for this entire day. If you want to come down and try out, the first 300 people guaranteed to be seen by our judges. Registration is at 10 o'clock this morning, with the competition kicking off at 11, going all the way until 6 o'clock this evening.
Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said 107 people from 21 states, including North Carolina, have reported contracting measles so far this year. Within the last 2 hours, we've learned the Queen of Soul has died. An American Airlines flight that took off from Charlotte this morning was forced to turn back after experiencing an apparent engine issue. Crews are looking for a 72-year-old woman and a 70-year-old man. Last night around 6:40 p.m., Coast Guard officials received a call about an unmanned 20-foot vessel in the vicinity of the Pamlico River.